Shopify Refresh Theme Customization 2023 Beginner Tutorial. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you all are doing great and are having an amazing and incredible day. I bring you back with yet another video, and in this video we're going to be discussing about Shopify and how you can use its greatest free themes called Refresh, and we're going to be customizing it fully. So yeah, basically that's what's going to happen in this video, so please do make sure to watch this video till the end to fully learn how to customize your Shopify Refresh theme. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to basically come here and you're going to click on login. Okay, now once you click on login, what's going to happen is that they're going to bring you here to your stores. Okay, so you're just going to go ahead and create a store for you. If you don't already have a store, I'm just going to quickly create one just to give you a blueprint. And once you create store, they're going to ask you to choose your email. Once you do that, they're going to validate your account, and once all of that is done, they're going to get you straight into your dashboard. Okay, now once you come straight into your dashboard, this is where your whole editorial sequence actually starts, because this is the place where we're going to start setting up themes and all that. And don't worry, I'm going to be explaining where to find themes, how to edit them, how to add sections, etc., all that. So yeah, once you're over here, first of all, what you're going to do is you're going to come here in online store. Okay, now I assume that you know how to use the whole interface of Shopify, like you're familiar with it, you know how to mess around with it. Okay, I'll assume you know that. So once you're over here, okay, you're gonna come to online store, and once you click over here, obviously once you click on online store, this is the section where you're gonna see everything related to your online store. Obviously when you come down here, you can see themes. Okay, and once you click on themes, basically the theme library for your Shopify actually opens. Now right now, as you know, I just made a page, so it's loading in my theme. But what you can do is, as you can see, the Dawn theme, this is basically your default main theme. But let's say you want to change your theme. For that, what you're going to do is you're going to come here on add theme. Okay, and you're going to click on visit theme store. Okay, now once you click on that, once you've done clicking on all that and you click on visit theme store, what's going to happen from there? Let me show you. So basically your page is going to open up like this. Okay, and once your page opens up, you have all this stuff: Shopify themes built for commerce, take your store to scaling, every theme meets high standard, etc., etc. Now down here, as you can see tons and tons of themes. Exclusively on the Shopify theme store, you have stuff like Craft, Modules, Color Block, Pacific, Fame, Sense, Whisk. Here you can see you have Refresh. Now let's say you don't see Refresh on the main page, you could always go ahead and search it. Just come here, write Refresh. Okay, just like that. Click on enter, and look at that. It gives you the Refresh theme. It's totally free. And as you can see over here, it gives you its details, like a bold theme that elevates product quality and brand storytelling, includes support for mega menus, sticky header, and you can obviously see all its other features, great editorial content, quick setup, visual storytelling, cart and checkout, marketing and conversion, merchandising, product discovery, built with confidence with theme store promise, and all this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on try theme. Okay, now once we click on that, what's going to happen is it starts adding the refresh theme. Okay, now as you can see, the refresh theme has been added, but it's not added to our store yet. It's just been added to our theme library. Okay, so basically what's going to happen from here on out is that obviously we're first of all going to let it fully install. As you can see, it's added just now. What's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on because right now obviously this is our default theme. Let me show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. Okay, now as you can see, it's your basic default theme. Looks pretty basic and stuff. So how are we gonna change this to the refresh? So what you're going to do is obviously we're going to go ahead and close this, and we're going to come back here to our Shopify main page, and here as you can see you have refresh. Okay, now in refresh, what you're going to do is you're just going to obviously go ahead and you could go ahead and publish it straight away. And once you publish it, what's going to happen is it's going to publish that page straight into your Dawn theme. But we're not going to do that. first of all, let's go ahead and customize it. Okay, so we're gonna click on customize, and yes, this is where all the editorial sequence starts. Now, as you can see, you have tons and tons of stuff over here, don't we? You know, and looks pretty nice. Has a pretty good interface. I like what I see. So, in the left hand side, as you can see, you have tons and tons of stuff. Headers, templates, footers, etc., etc. And there's obviously different pages that you can edit for it as well. You have home page, product page, collections, pages, blogs, cart, checkout, etc., etc. A lot of things. And obviously, we're going to be going through the pages as well. But right now, let's go ahead and talk about the you could say more in that stuff. Now you also have like once you come over here in others you have stuff like 404 page, password page, search page, gift card page. Gift card page will be taken in as your liquid code page. But yeah, once you've understood the whole gist of that, let's go ahead and actually discuss the whole, theme interface on how you're going to mess with the sections, how you're going to add custom sections for yourself, and all that. So, yeah, let's just get straight into it. Now, obviously, right now, you can see I have opened the section setting for us, but you also have the theme settings. And in the theme settings, obviously, you can get all these things like logo, colors, typography, layout, buttons, variant files, inputs, etc., etc. And you can see all these things. This text over here, this button in the back. So these are all like your basic, like these are sections, but inside them, the things you see, like this text, this button, these are obviously all going to be messing around with the theme settings because let's say you want to change the color of this button or you want to change the size of this button, they can all be changed. Like once, let me show you, you're going to come here and in buttons, look at that. You can change the thickness, opacity, the blurriness, the horizontal offset, output, all that. So as you can clearly see, pretty easy stuff, not too difficult to understand it. So yeah, once we've understood all that, what's going to happen from there is you also have content containers. Okay, so if you were to close this button section, you have content containers over here. Okay, and in content containers you can see different things like the thickness, opacity, corner radius, and much more. A lot of stuff that goes on with it. Now moving further on, we're going to come down here in cart. Okay, and in cart we also have cart types. So you could have a drawer card type, you could have a page card type, a pop-up notification if you may, and pretty easy stuff when we come to talk about it in depth. Now, we also have a certain like product section for ourselves as well. So how do we access that? Let's go in catalog as so. And as you can see here, you're going to have your products. Now, right now, as you can see, we don't have any products. So how are we going to add that for ourselves? Let me show you. To add products, what you're going to do is you're going to come to your main store. Okay, you're going to come to your dashboard and everything. And once you're in your dashboard, you're going to come here in products. And once you're in products, first up, what are you selling? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start filling out the products for ourselves. So we're going to click on, you could either, do find products to sell, which is basically your drop shipping. Okay, so you could just, choose a proper app like Deezer's, Printful, CJ Dropshipping, Printify. These are all great dropshipping apps. You could use these, or what you can do is you're going to click on add your products. And once you click on that, obviously over here, it's going to load things up. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to add a title. So let's say I'm going to add a title, pink t-shirt, for example. And then you're going to give a description. This is a premium cotton pink tee and it looks amazing. Okay, I'm just giving you an example on what you could write. And once you do that, obviously you have the media that you could write. And in the media, obviously you can upload any photo that you want for yourself. So let me find a good photo that I had for a pink t-shirt. And here we are. So here's the photo. We're going to choose that. And once the photo is added, then you choose the price and everything. Okay, let's say in my currency, let's keep it for this much. The compare price is, the price you get that it was this much, but now it's this much that people just keep for, good measure. So let's keep the comparing price at this much. Okay. Now, you could keep cost per item if there are variants in your products. Obviously, my product does not have a variant, so I'm going to keep that blank. Then you have inventory where you can track quantity for yourself. You have quantity with shop location, continue selling when out of stock. Product has an SKU or barcode. You could set all these things out for yourself if you want to. I'm going to keep them blank. I don't want to mess around with these right now. Then you have shipping, okay? And shipping is also a good, place to mess around with because this is where, you can get your shipping weights. You can include custom informations for yourself for international shipping, digital product or service, variants, etc., etc. So obviously keeping a weight for your shirt, like let's say my shirt is probably going to be 0.01 kg, doesn't weigh a lot. So once you do that, you're going to click on save. And once you click on save, here you are. So you've just added your first product, and do remember that if there's like a proper shipping company doing it, so do make sure to add the proper, you could say, details for its packaging. So once you've done that, obviously you can go ahead and preview it to see how it actually looks on your store, and this is how it's going to look. So here's your shirt, pink t-shirt, here's your description, and obviously over here you can see you can choose quantity, and this is what I was talking about. This is the original price, and this is the before price that they show you. Pretty cool stuff, isn't it? Now what you're going to do once a product is added, you're going to go ahead and reload this page, and let me show you how it's going to look at that. So now a product has been automatically added. So if you were to click on this, you can see we're going to come to this page. And once you're on this page, you can obviously mess around with all these things that you can see in front of yourself as well. So like, let's say if I were over here and like if a person was to buy this and it's to appear in their cart as so, you can keep this cart as, like, you can keep types of the cart as I showed you. So it could be a page, keep the cart type of page, a pop-up notification, and all that pretty simple stuff. Okay, so again, let's say if I were to click on this, look at that, it like pops you up into the notification just like a page. Pretty simple stuff, isn't it? So right now obviously our cart is empty, we don't have any product, so yeah, obviously it's going to be empty. Then we're going to come back to our home page, and we're going to go over to theme settings again, and obviously you can see more and more settings for your themes and much more. Now moving further on, you can come down here and you can see different stuff. You also have your footers, your headers, and you can also add a you could say category for yourself where you can, like, to add sections, you're just going to click on add section. And once you add sections, obviously you can add stuff like custom liquid. Okay, those are like lines of code that you can add for yourself. And even in like the sections that are already added, you can add more and more stuff in those if you want to. So let's say we have the header over here. Okay, you could add header blocks. Okay, and header blocks are extremely easy to add. You can search blocks for yourself, and it's pretty basic stuff. And let's say in the case that no blocks are actually available, you can go ahead and download the theme blocks. Pretty simple. So right now, let's go ahead in the products page and let's go to the default products page. And this is obviously your default products page. And in the default products page, you can mess around with like the background theme and everything. And how do you mess around with that? Obviously, here's your template with the text, title, product rating, price, etc., etc. So you can add different stuff for yourself if you want to. And you could add different images. And then also there's the checkout page. So if you were to go in the checkout page, obviously you can see, so this is your basic checkout page. And obviously you can keep some colors over here. You can keep some, nice little coloring going on. So for the coloring, obviously you could go ahead and like, here are your colors. Okay. Now, as you can see, here's your solid foreground colors that you can change. And like, these are your foreground colors for your main page, obviously. Now, these are your background colors where you can use different accents. So this is the blue color that's used for, your buttons and everything. So change that as you may. Change that to whatever you like. Change that to whatever, works best for you and all that. Pretty basic stuff, isn't it? Then obviously you have different gradient colors that you can choose for yourself. Let's say we're going to make it this one. And then obviously you have more and more stuff. You can also mess around with the layouts, by the way, which I forgot to mention. But yeah, you have pretty nice layouts that you can use. And once you've done all of this, make sure to save your page. And once you've saved it and everything, keep on reloading the page to actually see all the work you've done to, get a replenished view of how things actually are. So once it loads up, obviously it's saved, it's totally new, and it looks better now. Then one more thing is that on every page, not just on this page, on every single page that you have, you can add custom CSS for yourself, okay? And custom CSS is, cascading style sheet. So let's say I'm gonna, custom CSS for making page blue, okay? Let's write that. And once you do that, CSS background color, as you can see, you have different codes over here. You don't necessarily actually need to know how things work. You could just copy it off of Google. But obviously, I'd recommend actually using custom CSS if you know how to use it. So let's say we're going to add that, okay? And once this is added, we're going to wait for it to load. And obviously, right now, it didn't do a lot of changes. Why not? Because obviously, we added different headings, and I don't think we're authorized to do that when it comes to Shopify. So you can clear that out. And let's just keep a simple background color for the whole body. Copy that, come here, paste it. So the background color should be light blue. So let's see how it reacts to it. So once you've kept a solid background color for yourself, obviously make sure to save it all out. And once you saved it all out, obviously go ahead and see how it looks like. So let's go to the home page, etc., and look at that. Remember the settings we made to the red card, the gradients up there. Obviously, as you can see, it was perfectly implemented, and it looks pretty nice. Looks pretty decent. Doesn't look as dull as it was. And obviously, you can come over here and do the same. Let's say I'm going to paste it in the background, and obviously just go ahead and wait for the light blue color to actually pop up in this section only. Obviously, you can keep certain settings for only one certain section, and you can do that by just coming down here. And then in the theme settings, obviously you can choose the page width, the accents, vertical offset, etc. Pretty easy stuff. So that's obviously the theme setting aspect. Now let's go ahead and discuss the more artistic view. So what do I mean by artistic view? Let me show you. So first of all, let's discuss slideshows. Slideshows are pretty important for your page because, first of all, they're interactive. Okay, who doesn't like an interactive thing in a page? Everyone likes an interactive thing, and they can mess around with the photos, etc., and it's a really good thing to have. And you can also move this up and down. So let's say I'm gonna move this to the top. So here you have your slideshow. And then you can slowly start adding images for yourself. So let's say I'm going to come here to the first image, and you're going to come here, click on select image. Now in select image, obviously let's add the first product. We're going to do that, click on done. Okay. Now once the first product is there, then we're going to go on the second image, select image. We're going to go ahead and add different images that we have. Let's go with this. It's a random image, nothing related to a clothing store, but let's just go ahead and add it for good measure. And once you've added that, let's go to the third image. Again, select image, add images. And once you go and add images, we're going to come here. Let's go ahead and add a third image as so. Again, and once you've added that, choose the photo. Make sure to select it. And once you've properly selected the photo, there you are. Click on done. And there you go. So now you have a proper image slideshow. And you can also mess around with the width and the padding of this. So obviously, how are we going to do that? You're going to go on slideshow as so. And first of all, there's the setting on the layout. So what layout do you want? So you can keep it as a grid that people can do, or it could be full width. It could be, stretched across The size of the height, you could adapt it to the first image as so. Now, obviously, this is a bit too big, so we're gonna keep it medium. And if medium doesn't work, you could always keep it large. So that if that seems fine, you can keep it like that. And then you have counters. You know, the counters could be in dots, numbers, etc. Change slides every. You can keep a time for that. Let's keep it 3 seconds. Okay, it's gonna change slides every 3 seconds. Image behavior, you could keep it as an ambient movement. So they're gonna be moving a bit, which is also a pretty cool feature, a pretty cool touch, you could say. And once you do that, obviously, there's the text that's gonna appear in like the top of your banner. So how are we gonna actually mess around with the text? So first of all, you have the heading, image slide. You're just gonna keep it, let's call it our products. Let's call it our products as so. And then obviously you can keep more things down in the subheading, which is also gonna be pretty easy and simple considering the fact that we've already done most of the slideshow bit. So now, like, once you've set a whole barrier and everything, like you can keep a subheading, like tell your brand story, 3 images. It says that right now. You can change it to whatever you want. You can choose a button label, this button that you have over here, and you could like choose it to check it out, just call it that. And once you do stuff like that, then there's the button link, and this will obviously link you to some certain product, so you could link it to your products page. And obviously linking it to your products page, whenever someone will click on this button, they'll go straight to the products page where all your products are going to lie. And then obviously there's more stuff, desktop content alignment, you have a color scheming and all that. Pretty simple stuff. So once we've done this, let's go ahead and talk about footers, okay? Now, footer is also pretty important, and in the footer, you need to add some stuff, okay? So first of all, there's obviously going to be your contact info and everything, subscribe to our email, etc., etc. But we're also going to need to add, our shop location, our about, our mission, and then a random image. So you're going to go here and you're going to add block. So first of all, obviously, you're going to go ahead and add this menu, okay, as so. And obviously, you could call it anything. It could be quick links to something. It could be, any type of thing. Like, let's say someone wants to go somewhere, so you can add that over here. Then you can add another block. Let's do this brand information. Now people can, brand information is basically, editing different brand informations for yourself that you can add to your page. And obviously, go here again. You could add different texts, different headings as so. So again, let's say you're gonna tell them about yourself, so about us. Okay, go on about us. Then obviously you have the description, share contact information, store details, brand content with your customers. So you could go ahead, wait, let me show you what you could write. So you could write, we started off in 2018, etc., etc. So you could like give a whole detailed description about yourself. And obviously once that is done, again, add another block, and then there's image. So you can add an image of anything. It could be the logo of your store. And when it comes to the logo, I'm also going to show you how you're going to create a logo for yourself. So please do keep on watching. So once you do this, yeah, you're essentially going to be set to go. And you can also add more different blocks for yourself. So as you can see, you have app blocks. The app blocks that you're searching for may not be available on this template. Now, what are app blocks? Basically, app blocks are the app integrations that you make. So let's learn how you're gonna, implement app blocks. Extend your theme with app blocks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here to our Shopify dashboard, and we're gonna click on Add Apps over here. We're gonna go over to the Shopify App Store, and let me show you how app blocks actually work. So you're gonna come here, and let's say there's an app called the Com app. Okay, it's a Com app, and it basically gives you all these different widgets for you could say your basic Shopify store and all that. And it just gives you great features to go along with. So just write column apps and you can get different reviews for it and stuff. And if you don't get it here, you can always just go ahead and search it externally, com app Shopify. Okay, just write that. And once you write that, as you can see, you can find com 2.0, modern Shopify theme, etc., etc. So, just go ahead and mess around with these aspects as much as you want. And once you do that, we're going to be essentially good to go. Now what we're going to do is obviously just make sure to keep on saving all the new things that you keep on doing. And once you're done with that, what you're going to do is you're going to go here, going to go on products, and we're going to go back to our default products like this one over here. Now, once you go to your default products, basically what's going to happen is, first of all, you have the preview. Okay, now this is your preview, which you can change for yourself, by the way. So these are previews, and you can change different previews. You can alternate between them, switch between them, because obviously, let's say you want to change the preview of some other product. Obviously, right now I only have one product, but you can change the preview of multiple products if you want to. But yeah, once you've discussed about that, here is your product information, like all the information regarding your product, as you can clearly see in front of you. Now, how are you gonna, optimize your page accordingly to these things? First of all, there's constrain media to screen height. Now you can either keep it on a normal height or you can actually constrain it if you want to. Then you have the desktop layout. Okay, the desktop layout, you can change it to 2 columns if you want to, or you could keep it a thumbnail carousel. Now, you could also make it stacked. And what stacked is that like you could add multiple images for one product. So if I were to go over here, let me show you what stacked actually means. You're in products over here as so. And you can start adding more images for one single product. So let's just say I'm going to add some random images. Okay, I'm going to add one more. And let me show you what stacked and all that actually does. So come down here, add all those. And once you've added all these images, you're going to make sure to save everything. Okay, and once everything is actually saved, let's go ahead and reload the page. Okay, save the previous stuff. Once the previous stuff is saved, you're going to reload the page. Okay, and once you reload the page, we're just going to wait for it to actually give us all the necessary information. And once we get all that, let me show you what you're gonna get. So here you can see you have the other images that we just added. And okay, first of all, you can choose stacked. You can choose 2 columns for photos. You can choose one single thumbnail with all the photos down there, or you can choose a thumbnail carousel. So, as we see, pretty simple stuff, pretty basic stuff, okay? Now then you have image zoom, okay? And you can choose the image zoom to be anything. It could be open light box, click and hover, okay? So let's say if someone were to hover over this, it's going to be pretty easy to go over there, and then you can hide or show the thumbnails for yourself as well. And, it's pretty easy and basic stuff to actually get your head around all of this. So then you also have the same thing that you always do, the custom CSS that you can add for yourself. Pretty basic stuff. Now, once we've discussed about that, then obviously there's different multi-columns for you. And what are multi-columns and how do you add them? Let me show you. So let's say you're over here, you're going to go and add sections, and you can add multi-columns for yourself. Now, what do multi-columns actually do for you? Basically, multi-columns allow you to add multiple, you could say, boxes of information for your page. And why is that so important? That's important because this data is really, important and relevant to actually add for your page. So once you're obviously over here, what we're going to want to do is obviously go ahead and add the whatever amount of text widgets you want to add, whatever amount of data you actually want to input into this space over here. And it's relatively really easy because you get a general picture of what you're actually going to want to show to the audience, or what you're going to actually want to present to the audience that's here to actually view your page or see what's going on with your page. So once we've discussed about those aspects, let's go ahead and actually discuss how you're going to add images in these. So to add images in these columns that you can see for yourself, you're just going to click on them. Now you can either just add texts, okay, just add bars of text for yourself, or you can properly select a different image that you want to add. So in the case of adding text, just go ahead, hover over the text, choose it, and once you've chosen a text, just write whatever you want, okay? Or you could just select a whole image, as I've been doing for a while. So just select an image, click on done, and once you do that, there you go. So you can start adding images with your column. So select another image, select image, choose the shirt, click on done, there you go. So pretty easy stuff, isn't it? Pretty basic and easy stuff to mess around with and all that. And then obviously you have the third column, and you're going to go on select image again, choose everything, choose whatever's necessary. And once you've done that, there you are. So pretty simple stuff, isn't it? So once we've, added these things, look at that. As you can see, it's a really nice touch, okay? Pretty decent touch in my opinion to the whole editorial sequence. And yeah, pretty fun to work around with this. And as you can see, it just gives your page a very artistic view. It gives your page a very nice, you could say, a very, in fact, a very something that the people can actually interact with, something that the people can actually have fun with, can look around with it, etc. Pretty basic and fun stuff to have for yourself. Now, once we've actually discussed about all these aspects, let's go ahead and discuss about the other stuff that comes along with it. Okay, so what we're gonna do from here on out is obviously we're gonna go ahead and start messing around with the other aspects. Okay, and the other aspects are the adding different widgets of text. So first of all, you have my store written over here. Now over here you can choose if you want to add a vendor or if you want to edit some different type of value for yourself. Okay, you can also insert a different dynamic source, and inserting a different dynamic source is also a pretty good thing to have for yourself because it's relatively really easy to add a different dynamic aspect. So once you've added all those things, what we're going to want to do is you can also set different dynamic sources in other aspects in like your text styles or something like that, or you can also duplicate stuff, hide stuff. You can choose the text style to be subtitle, uppercase, or anything around that. So once we've obviously chosen that, yeah, you're just going to go ahead, make sure to save, because again, please do make sure to save everything that you do, because we don't want to go ahead and lose any of our data, do we? So yeah, saving is must. Saving is absolutely necessary. We don't want to lose any of the work that we're actually putting in a lot of, effort in doing. Then obviously there's different product ratings that you could keep for yourself. And again, for the product ratings, you could, add different reviews. Now, as you can see, here's your product ratings. And, you have different product ratings over here. Now, to display a rating and add a product rating, you need to add a product rating app. So again, let me show you how you're going to add the app. You're going to go on Add Apps. And once you go on Add Apps, you're going to go to the Shopify App Store. Okay. Once you go to the Shopify App Store, over here you can, write something like review, product review, or something like that. Let's, just as an example. So you're going to write reviews, and look at that. So you have stuff like Judge Me product reviews, Grow Wave, and all that. You could go with any of these, but Shopify has their own product reviews app. Like this is something that was made by themselves, and I would be more comfortable with using this one because Shopify specifically made it for their own store, so why not? So there's less chances. It's less likely to get bugs and less likely to have issues. So I'm just gonna go ahead with that, and once we do that, here we are. So add product reviews and ratings to your online store. Open the theme you'd like to customize, select the product template that you would like to add reviews to, click Add Section, select reviews from the list of apps, then obviously open the theme that you would like to customize, open a template. Ratings can be added to the product templates. They may be available on other template section depending on the theme. Click Add Blog for this section. Select star rating, which is listed under the apps, and in the star rating block you can adjust color, size, alignment, and context. So Pretty simple. Now, obviously, we're going to go ahead and verify and continue. And once you do that, obviously, we're just going to continue as it is. And once you've verified yourself and all that, yeah, you're going to be essentially good to go. So let me show you how everything works. We're going to come to the editor. Okay, let me reload everything to just, replenish the app that we added. And once everything is added, as you can see, it's added over here. Now to add a product description, you're going to go to your product page as so. And you're going to go on add block. And look at that. You can add reviews. So first of all, let's go ahead and add reviews for ourselves. So once you do that, just wait for it to load. And it's going to add customer reviews down here as so. And you can also add ratings. So click on star rating. And we're just going to wait for it. And look at that. It adds star ratings as well. So how cool is that? We just added product ratings or, product reviews, which, customers can pretty easily add for our page. So pretty cool stuff, for your page, pretty amazing stuff. And you could do more stuff like this further on if you want to, pretty easy, isn't it? So now, obviously, moving further on, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and discuss the more in-depth stuff also. And what do I mean by the more in-depth stuff? Let's say we're going to come here into the blocks. And again, you're going to go on add blocks. And in add blocks, you can see more things over here. So first of all, you have texts. Okay, texts, we've discussed what texts are. You have SKU. SKU is obviously, as we discussed, your shipment code, the code for your packaging. That's your SKU code, and it's really important. Like in the case, I hope this doesn't happen, but in the case that your product, the packaging gets lost or it's misplaced or maybe stolen, then the SKU code could be used to retrieve it back. Then you have the inventory status, okay, and you can keep it this like specific inventory status for yourself. Again, pretty simple. You have custom liquid. Okay, custom liquid is a box or line of code. Again, pretty simple stuff. And you have collapsible row, pop-up, complementary products, icon with text, and much, much more. Again, pretty easy, pretty simple stuff to work around with, pretty simple stuff to talk about. So yeah, now once we've discussed about all that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna discuss the more logical state of the page. And the logical state adds has or constitutes stuff like adding title to introduce product features, having different scents, details, ingredients, etc., etc. So obviously you can go ahead and add that for yourself. So we're gonna go here in collapsible content. And how do you add collapsible content? Now, obviously, collapsible content won't be available over here, but you can use it in an ad section. And once you do that, you're going to do show more. And here you have it. So there's your collapsible content. And to add it, you're just going to click on it. And once you click on it, we're just going to wait for it to load up. And here it is. It's loaded up properly with, different collapsible rows and everything. You can add captions to it. So you could add click for surprise, just as an example. So you're going to write that, and then you're going to keep a heading, like click now. And then you have the heading size. You have the alignment for the heading, which you can, again, keep according to whatever works best for you, according to whatever you think looks best. And then you have all these texts over here. First of all, you have the collapsible row over here, which you can choose. So you can call this row 1. Okay, call that row 1. Then you have collapsible row over here. We're going to call this row 2, for example. Row 2. Then you have again, as so, keep on going, adding more details for yourself and all that. And you can also change the icon, like let's say to, give a better measure. You're going to go here. Let's say I'm on row 1. You can change it to an apple, for example, just to keep a good measure. And let's say this is clipboard. collapsible row is a check mark, and this light one is a lightning bolt. So, just for good measure, and you can have it open a collapsible menu. So let's say someone clicks on it, and what do they see? They're going to see some content in it. So you can obviously go ahead and write some line of code or text in it that people can obviously see for themselves, and pretty basic stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, click on save, and let's see how it looks. So we're going to come over here, and once you come over here, we're going to click on view online store. Here we are, view online store. Once you click on view online store, obviously, oh yeah, by the way, right now, as you can see, this is our Dawn theme. So once you've customized your refresh theme, you're obviously going to want to publish it to actually implement it to your main Shopify store. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on publish. So once you click on publish, let's just wait for it to load, and here you are. So as you can see, the refresh theme, that's our current theme, has been implemented to our store. Now let's go ahead and view our online store and see how it looks. So here we have it. So there's our online store, and as you can see, there's our image slideshow. Obviously it's a bit slow because we just added it, but you get the point. And you have, the products and everything, the images, all that. So let's go ahead and shop all the products. There we go. There's our products. You can go and click on it, and obviously over here are all the things that we added. So first of all, there's the collapsible rows that you can choose to collapse and uncollapse. When someone uncollapses it, you can see the line of text that we added. Yeah, multi-columns for yourself. Again, pretty good stuff to have for your page. Pretty easy stuff to have for your page. And, it's just something you can add for good measure. And then, here's the multi-columns with the photos and everything. And let's say, someone chooses to click on it, they could be redirected to some page. And here's the, pink t-shirt that we added. So, you get the point. Oh yeah, one more thing. You could add reviews. So, you could go ahead and write a review, tell your name, write your email, and then obviously give it a rating, review title, and then you could give a whole bodied review. So as you can see, the reason, like, you probably understand why I choose it out of Shopify, because Shopify already gives you a whole inbuilt template for the review system. Like when someone goes ahead to write a review, like they get a whole interface of writing the reviews. So it's, as you can see, pretty easy stuff, isn't it? So yeah, now that we've discussed about that, we are gonna move on to the other sections of the page that we did. So obviously here you can write emails to subscribe to their email system. You have quick links, like someone, let's say, wants to search something, so they're gonna search the products page, or they want to search the pink t-shirt. So here you have it, and that's the quick link, and that's something that people can use to browse around your page pretty easily, pretty quickly. Pretty simple stuff. And then obviously someone can go ahead and add a product review for themselves as well. They can share your product to different people as well. So that's also a good measure to add for your page. You have stuff, and by the way, things like this over here, powered by Shopify, this won't be removed until or unless you're off of the free plan. Now, right now, obviously, I'm making the page on a free plan, but obviously, you can remove this for yourself by obviously undoing the free plan. And how do you do that? Obviously, you're going to do that by buying a whole plan. And, once we're done with this, let me also go and discuss the plan. So, before discussing the plan, remember when I told you that I also teach you how to add a logo in favicon for yourself and how to make one for yourself? Yeah, so let's go ahead and discuss that. Then we're going to move on to the pricing, and then we're going to end the video. So we're going to come over here and customize. And to obviously add a logo for your page, what you're going to do, we're going to come over to theme settings, and here you can see you have your logos and everything. So first of all, you have the logo, and then you have the favicon. Now, we all know what the logo is. It's going to be displayed here, but what's a favicon? A favicon is this thing that you can see up here, this little Shopify logo that you can see. That's your favicon. That's a little icon that's going to appear beside your, the name of your page in the tabs. So obviously, let's go ahead and create a logo. Now, what's the best place to create a logo? You could use a lot of things. You could use Photoshop, Illustrator, etc., etc. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be using canva.com. Okay. Now, the reason I'm using Canva.com is because, first of all, it's totally free and it gives you like the best designs and the best, general editorial sequences for a page. So we're going to come here and let's say I'm going to go and create a design. We're going to go and search and I'm just going to go ahead and write logo. Now, once I go on logo, okay, let's start working out with it. So obviously, first of all, we're going to see the theme of our page. It's a dark blue, so obviously we're going to make sure to keep a light logo. I'm going to go ahead and keep the color black for now. Just bear with me. You're going to know what I'm doing pretty soon. Obviously, it's a clothing store, so we're going to make sure to add some, clothing widgets to it. We're going to make sure to add some style to it, something related to clothing. Okay, we actually want it to look the part. So what you can do, like once you're set over here, is you can go ahead and add different, editorial designs to it. So first of all, we're going to choose a text for ourselves. So we're going to write, any font that you think is good. I'm going to go with this one. Looks pretty nice. And first of all, I'm going to write John. Okay, and then I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it. And then this other, I'm going to just write store, for example. And now what you're going to do is you're just going to keep this one at the top and this one at the bottom. And obviously right now, it's probably not making a lot of sense what I'm doing, but trust me, you will in a second. Now what you're going to do is we're going to go in elements. And elements is obviously the place where you can, add different things for your store, different items, different editorial items. So we're going to go over here. Now I'm going to write clothes, just as an example. Let's write clothes. And once that we have clothes over here, let's, choose a good look. Yeah, I said this looks good. Looks decent. And once you do that, I'm going to keep this in the center. I'm going to bring this a bit above this one. And we're going to bring this one here. John's store. And obviously you can give it a few effects. So we're going to go in effects. You give it a curvature, as so. So, it has a decent curve. And then, the same with this. We're going to go here, effects, go in curve, and, give it a curve, bring it here, centralize it. And, you have curves. So, John's store. And then you have proper curvatures and stuff. Obviously, you can make the size of this bigger, make the size of it smaller. Totally depends on you. But yeah, once you're obviously done making the whole editorial logo sequences, from there on out, I think you're going to be pretty much stacked to go with the logo. So what you're going to do over here is you're going to go on share, and you're going to go on download. You're going to go on PNG, and you're going to click on download. Now, you're probably wondering that, how are we going to add this big black box in, over here? So we're going to go on, let me show you what it's going to look like if you just add it as it is. If you add it as it is, it's going to look pretty weird. So let me just wait for the image to upload. There we have it. We're going to click on done. And once we click on done, let's just look at that. Now, that doesn't look pretty good, does it? So what can we do to make it look better? We're going to come here and we're going to write remove.bg. Okay. Now, trust me, just follow my steps and you're not going to be disappointed. So take the image, drop it in remove.bg. And look at that. It just gave us a removed background image. And now what you're going to do is you're going to download. You probably can't see the John store because it's white, but it's there. Trust me, it's there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove this image that we just added. Again, there's still one more step left to do with this image, but let me show you how it's going to, in general look. Let me just wait for this to be loaded up. There we go. Now we're going to click on done and just wait for it. Look at that. That's how it's going to look now. But still, as you can see, it has a pretty big padding space and it, takes a lot of space. So how are we going to mess around with that? Don't worry. We're going to come here. You're just going to come to your basic Windows editor. You're going to come here where it says edit image and we're just going to crop the image. And you're going to come here and crop the image as much as you can. Make sure not to cut out borders of the actual image. But there we go. Cut that out. There you go. Cut that out. And there you go. Now you're going to save a copy. And once you save a copy, make sure to name it differently than the other copy. And once you do that, obviously, once this is saved, we're going to go here, remove image. Once you remove image, go back on select image, add images, and there you go. So now, once you add this, we're going to click on done. And let's see how it looks now. And look at that. So now what you can do is you can actually just change its actual, logo size. And now it doesn't take a lot of space, does it? So let's say I'm going to make it this small. And you're going to see that the actual taskbar is going to get smaller with it, So pretty nice stuff. And then you can also change its, direction. So you can throw it to the left, throw it to the right. Pretty simple. Now, that's obviously your main logo. How are we going to mess around with the favicon? The favicon is going to be the same as your main logo. Okay, just make sure to go ahead over here. I'm going to go back to our home in Canva. And once you do that, you're going to come here. We're going to write favicon, favicon logo or something like that. And once you do that, it's going to be same as your main logo. And the favicon needs to be a bit, bold. Like, the Shopify logo, it's pretty bold. Like, you can actually see, even in the Canva logo, pretty bold. You can, like, see the image in front of you. So that's what I'm going to do. Just go on your elements, okay? And let me just delete all of this, as so. And you're going to go here. I'm going to, again, keep this black. We're going to go on circle. I'm going to keep a circle for this, as so. And we're going to make it white. But you know what? I'm going to make it a gradient. Yeah, let's make it a gradient. Let's go with a lighter gradient. And you can also mess around with the gradient colors, though. Don't worry. So once we have a set gradient color, now then just go ahead and add text for yourself, or you can just add one big logo. So let's say I'm going to add a big JS because obviously it's John's store. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm just going to add JS. There we go. And then you can just increase the size. Let's say I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Wait, I'm just going to go here. Make it levels bigger if you want to. And once you've done that, as you can see, the image is much more, detailed now. And once you have this, go on share again, go on download it. And once it's downloaded, again, do not forget to remove the background, or over here, it's also going to add these black borders. So once you do that, go here, drop it here, and remove .bg. It's going to remove the background. Now you're going to download the image. You're going to come here, okay? And once you come here, what's going to happen is, again, you're going to go in theme settings, favicon, upload images, add images, and there's the remove background one. We're going to wait for it to be uploaded. And let me show you how it's going to look. So click on done, and that's how it's going to look. And let me show you how it's going to look when our page is actually live. So I'm going to click on save, and, clicked on save and everything. And once that is done, let's go over ahead back to our main Shopify page, view online store. And, there's your logo, and look at that. There's your favicon with, everything that we added. It looks amazing, looks great, looks nice with the rest of our refresh page. And, we've done a pretty decent job of creating everything. So, pretty nice, pretty basic, and pretty easy stuff. So, yeah, I really hope this video was informational and helpful to you. If it was, please do drop down a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more videos like this, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll make more for you. But yeah, until then, I hope you all keep having a great day. That was all from me, and I will be seeing all of you next time. Goodbye.